Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spaz Out Podcast, Episode 9.
We're back.
I am your host, Caleb King.
Hey, what's up?
And with
That's
me, I have...
No,
what the
fuck
fuck
you.
is wrong with you?
I'm hijacking this show.
What the fuck is wrong?
Okay, that's what's up. That's me. This is Chris McCauley, and we have.
I didn't even introduce it. That's me. Who?
No, you don't get to introduce anymore.
What
it's
the
my
fuck?
podcast. And here next to me, we have our sexy new co-host. What's your name?
Kevin Serrano.
All right, what
This
was
is the worst
what was
already.
That? All right, well.
Okay, stop your introduction. Stop. Okay, hold on. We didn't even know.
It's my
Kevin
turn.
Serrano was back. Okay.
It's
For
my
all guys that are listening right now, Kevin Serrano was back in our high school episode. For all those who listen, that's how you should introduce a returning fucking guest.
Yeah, it's
That he
Kevin's
was back
second
in
podcast.
Right.
Comment about what Kevin did?
And Kevin just fucking screamed in the goddamn mic.
He's learning from me. And
in a
by the
room-
way, howdy, I'm Robbie Bland.
I'm in a
I'm also a host on this show.
Okay, Robbie Bland is here. Yes.
Okay.
All right, welcome, Robbie Bland. Fucking welcome, dude. I'm in a room full of goddamn chimps right now. This is not a podcast.
Also, Rachel's here. Say hello, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Rachel Matthews, a mod in my Twitch server now. The only mod in my Twitch server. She's a great girl. Has some great opinions, right?
Great girl with great opinions. What a good introduction. I'm so flattered. What the fuck?
Yeah. This is,
You're
this was the best introduction I've ever that we've ever done.
And let's make it
honestly.
even better. Caleb, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about graduation. That was what won the Twitter poll. Drugs won the Twitter poll too, but nobody fucking cares about drugs apparently.
Caleb sounds so
What?
sad about graduation.
No, okay.
We're going to talk about drugs another day, but seeing as to how no one in this room actively uses or partakes in drug culture, we're not doing that.
Right, but we've
But
also
We've all graduated by now, so we can all have a talk about graduation and our
right, but
experiences.
it doesn't mean that we can't talk about things that we don't have experiences on. We've never shut up a school, but we did a fucking episode about shooting up schools.
Okay, but it's better to have a talk about drugs with someone who actively uses.
2 schools away is close enough.
Rachel says. All right,
So
Rachel, you can't talk if you're not going to hold a mic.
you have to say, yeah. We only have 2 mics, so whenever you want to talk, you have to hold out like gimme, like hold out your hand for the mic.
Give me them Robux.
Nobody fucking understands that. Why would you say that? Why would you say that on the podcast? Nobody went and watched my stream. Why would you even fucking say that?
All right, okay. Train wrecks aside, we're going to start with graduation, and I think we should start it off with the recently graduated valedictorian of his school. Robbie's already...
Caleb King.
Definitely not. Robbie's already sucked him off enough on the last podcast, so let's go ahead and give it to Kevin.
Howdy. Take Robbie's thing. Okay, anyways, graduation for me, it was not special at all. I don't know why. I just felt nothing. I felt nothing.
You're valedictorian. You're valid. Let me get this right. You're valedictorian. You go up there. You have a speech plan. Whatever. It's your fucking moment, dude. And you feel nothing. You're just sitting there, fucking blank faced.
I smiled the entire time I was delivering my speech, but like the entire graduation in of itself, like in general, was just kind of blank.
Kevin's speech went on for like 10 minutes.
9 minutes.
Okay, I think the reason why Caleb is so hurt is because, like, I think he would just like cum himself having so much attention on stage from all those people.
I would kill for that kind of moment. I wanted to be class president, and I deserved to be class president. I deserved to have. I think I worked hard enough for the fucking for the faith of my goddamn senior class. And so having that fucking that moment would be the funniest shit in the whole fucking world.
I agree.
Having 9 minutes of a fucking retarded speech on the stage of graduation, which I already did something stupid. We'll talk about later on in the podcast.
Kevin's speech was not a bunch of stupid stuff. It was, so we're gathered here today because we all worked really hard and everyone's going to go our separate ways. But, high school, it was cool and we all learned stuff. And, me, I'm Kevin. I don't really know what I'm going to do with my life, but here's what I'm going to do with my life after high school. And it just went on like that for like 10 minutes. I love you, Kevin. It was very eloquent, but there was a point where I started looking for a watch, man.
I know, I got you. I mean, even I was looking for a watch. Cause you see, like, honestly, I felt like I was repeating myself because I wrote it in 3 days, right? And I had turned it in. And I'm like, well, I should have checked on this thing, revised a little bit, and then turn it in because I found myself saying the same words over and over again and saying the same message over and over again.
Well, I don't remember the valedictorian speech at Caleb's high school because it was forgettable. So the chick was forgettable. She's going to MIT. She's pretty smart. But my experience with valedictorian speeches is even worse than Robbie's and Caleb's combined because my valedictorian happens to be one of my best friends, and his conclusion
Me?
to it, no, you wish. The conclusion to his speech was him trying to do a bottle flip and missing in front of the whole stadium.
At least your salutatorian didn't talk about getting a bottle of water. Literally, her whole speech was about getting a bottle of water in a different country.
I think she heard my valedictorian speech. She was like, "Oh, he did a bottle flip themed speech. Well, I'm gonna make mine about a bottle filled with water. That's even better."
How do you make
Turkish
a
water.
speech about flipping water? Can you tell me? Can you give me some? Yes, right. How do you make a whole speech about flipping a water bottle?
All right, I'm gonna be completely real with you here. I don't remember what it was, but he had like some funny puns and some like good metaphors. But I forgot his entire speech because he failed the water bottle flip, and then everyone in the stadium was like, "Oh shit!" Ah!
Wait, so was his speech about the water bottle flip or
He was just using it as like a creative metaphor, and then he wanted to conclude his
a
speech
creative
by, like,
metaphor?
Yeah, and then he wanted to conclude his speech just by flip, boom, done. That's it, and just walk off. And then he failed, and rip. I don't remember his speech.
Can I see that on Epic Fail Funny Moments?
No, you cannot see it on Epic Fail Funny Moments. In all seriousness, though, like at least the difference between those speeches was after I heard his speech, I was like, you know what, that was good. I think he had like a good use of his time. His speech wasn't like the same old garbage, but I don't think Robbie liked Kevin's speech very much.
I loved Kevin's speech when I was sitting there. I was like, "You go, buddy. I love you."
You just said
You're
that you
so
were fucking
great."
bored out of your mind. You just said that you were looking for a watch and you're fucking drooling on yourself going to sleep.
I was not drooling on myself, nor did I sleep.
And I saw the Z's
sat
coming
there
out of your
and
head.
I stared at Kevin the whole time. The best part of Kevin's speech is when he first went up to stand. They had to readjust the camera because he was too short. The person before him, was taller than Kevin, and so the camera was set at that. Then Kevin walks
so
up,
funny.
and there's like a whole lot of headroom, and then they cut away to the long shot of the field so that the camera can readjust, and they cut back to Kevin, and he didn't know this, but I was sitting there laughing, and the dudes next to me were like, "Stop that, that's disrespectful."
I saw Robbie while that was happening. It was fun.
A really good thing though is in Kevin's speech there were no uhs or really long pauses, and normally Kevin, when you speak, it's
Wait, so did you graduate?
Did I fucking graduate?
I see the look on her face, like, what the fuck are
I'm
you
a
talking
girl.
about?
But I fucking graduated.
Wait, what did the "I'm a girl" have to do with the graduating part?
Females don't have good brains.
All right, this whole show isn't Caleb King's thoughts. We all don't think the same thing.
No, I have something that I don't know what Robbie said. My valedictorian was like 5 foot nothing, and he's like as tall as the podium.
Never mind, don't tell me. You don't have to say the name.
How was your graduation experience?
A girl almost died, so pretty sweet,
And did she not have a good brain?
dude. I mean, if she almost died, 100% she did not have a good brain. So like she's diabetic, like super diabetic. And the
That
teachers,
wasn't funny, but the way you just looked at me when you said that, like she's diabetic, like you wanted me to laugh at that.
She's diabetic. Bad for her.
the staff refused her medicine, like from her dad, and it's mega hot in our robes, no water, nothing. And
Y'all didn't get water?
no, we didn't get water.
We had like tiny little mini bottles
We didn't
of
get
water.
shit.
Damn.
We didn't, like there's no wind on the field, so we're sitting 90-degree weather, sun just beating on us, and she passed out, and her heart stopped, and they had to like use the AED fucking twice.
Was it? No.
No, her name was Ruby or something.
Ruby.
I thought it was.
Yeah, fucking classic Rubies, dude.
Fucking Ruby.
Just passing out in graduation.
No, they didn't stop the ceremony whatsoever fucking ever.
They didn't stop the ceremony?
No. They're like, oh, kid almost died. Cool. Check.
Check.
Right, Kevin, what inspired you to write your graduation speech?
Everyone handed him the mic.
and he took Caleb's. What does that say about how Kevin feels about Rachel?
No one can hear you.
Yeah, he took Caleb's mic instead of everyone else's.
So what inspired me to give my speech? Oh, I was valedictorian, so I had to. Really, my message was like
Nothing inspired him at all. He didn't even want to give his speech, but he was like, shit, I have to give this now.
I mean,
I'm number one.
I was actually kind of excited, but I mean, like, I did not know what to really say. I didn't want to be cliche, but that's exactly what I did. I said every cliche in the book. Check off, get your little checkbook. I've noticed, like, people were like, okay, Robbie, I see you nod your head right now.
Nobody saw that, but as Kevin was saying that, Robbie's just like shaking his head with the most disappointed look on his face.
It wasn't disappointment. I'm just like, yeah.
I talk about friendship.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, Kevin's
talking about
your
friendship.
your speech was a good speech. It was very well written.
I talked about the future.
It was executed perfectly, but it had
career choices.
It had every cliche in the book, and the way I explain it is it covered every single bit of territory it could have. Like, any direction that speech could have gone, it went. Like, that was a train ride of a speech.
Work for it.
Like, it was about, oh, look at all these memories we made in high school. Oh, we're all going to do this now. And look, maybe you're not going to do that, but you can do this or you can do this. And, life is like that. And it was a good speech.
In the beginning, I was mentioning, like, every sport, like football.
Yeah, you covered every
everything.
single school
and
activity.
And then the one I forgot was soccer, and I was called racist. And now I'm like, wait, I played soccer from 7 to 14, and I didn't mention soccer?
How do they call you racist?
Because I didn't mention soccer. If I don't know sports,
right.
I mentioned every sport except for soccer.
But they're connecting a race to the sport, so they're racist.
Perhaps, but then I was the one called racist. Obviously, they were joking around.
You were called a rapist? What?
That's not racist. That's dumb.
You forgot soccer. Now you're a rapist? What?
So when you talked about tennis, we're all like the tall white kids, like, perfect. Thank you for mentioning my sport, Kevin. But then when they forgot soccer, all the people were like, what the fuck? This Mexican dude isn't talking about soccer. What's wrong with him? I bet he's racist.
I just thought it was kind of funny, but they weren't even that mad. I was just kind of pointing out that thing.
Who is they? Who are you referring to now? Are you
the soccer players?
Right
after project graduation, during project graduation, which is something that happens after graduation, which is just a party little thing, and you do get prizes and you get things.
Project Grad was a lot of fun, let me tell you. It was me, Kevin, and Caleb all night long hanging out. It was a lot of fun.
We stayed up all night playing at laser tag.
Caleb did not stay up all night. He passed out at the mini bowling, and he slept in the fucking seats. We have pictures of that. That's really good.
I not only fell asleep in the mini, like, okay, so there's real bowling, and then there's like the mini, like the kids bowling, like the pins are attached to strings that go to the top. So we go over there to like chill or something like that, and I just lay down in the middle of the bowling lanes, like in the mini bowling lanes, because no one's there, right?
Yeah.
So I just lay down in the mini bowling lanes.
And I'm like, dude, those floors are disgusting. Do you want to sleep there? And Caleb's like,
and I got up and I go to the fucking seats, and those were even like less comfortable. I didn't want to move.
Even more gross too, probably.
And I just fucking just passed out. My greasy ass is just like fucking like slumped on the chair. Oh, I woke up and I was the nastiest. I was so sticky, and I didn't want to like move my hands. Like my hands were sticking to my leg and shit. It was so fucking gross.
All right, Caleb, tell us your experience in graduation. I really want to hear this.
Oh, okay. So, a little bit of backstory, just to get this on the road. It's not as good without the backstory. So I'm Caleb King, right? And everybody like in this school.
Wait.
Right.
You are
Yes.
Caleb King.
Right.
The Caleb King.
Right.
Comedy god.
Right.
That's you?
Stop holding him back. Let him give
Yes.
a damn speech.
Right.
Kevin yelled at me. I don't know how much anyone heard
Okay,
of that.
so,
I'm scared now.
So, just my entire high school experience, I'm getting in trouble. Like, I'm doing goofy shit. Like, my assistant principals are not very fond of me, right? Let's just say that, just bare minimum, they're not very fond of me.
That's your entire school career. Teachers, principals have always hated your ass.
I wanted to be class president, but because of my naughty Twitter, they wouldn't let me be class president.
Episode 1, everyone.
Then I ran for homecoming king. And then because I said the F word to a girl who turned in my naughty Twitter, they wouldn't let me run for homecoming king. But then I ran for prom king and won prom king. And because they couldn't do anything about it after that. But just a whole year of just goofy shit, right? and like harassing my assistant principals.
Let's also note that when you won prom king, you were entitled to speech. But the second you got that mic, they
right.
shut the audio
Right.
off.
Yeah, as soon as I won prom king, I go up there. Everybody's fucking losing their shit, right? Like their brains are fucking falling out of their ears. I go up. They go speech, 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 and I get the mic from the DJ, and then Mrs. fucking what's her face? I forgot her name, but she walks up there, cuts off the mic. I don't get to talk, but then I just yell "fuck yeah!" and then everybody just loses their shit even more. Yeah, exactly. That's how Kevin. I'm gonna have to fuck, dude. That was really loud.
You're gonna have to like cut Kevin's entire intro because he's just like reeing
I'm
as
gonna
soon
have
as
to
he
go back.
says his name.
When I edit this podcast, I'm gonna have
school
to
meeting about him.
What the fuck?
Dame tu cosita.
Whenever I-
Despacito.
Stop. I'm gonna have to go back and. Oh
Let's
my
remember, in the
fucking
first
God.
podcast we had Kevin, he spoke like 3 times, and he only whispered in those times. High school, but he's back now, and he's fucking yelling, and he's taking charge, and he's doing like all this behind the
I'm
scenes
gonna
stuff,
have to,
pointing at who's
is
gonna
this
talk.
taking charge? Is this what taking charge is?
Kevin is taking control of the podcast. This is the Kevin show now. I'm so proud of your growth, and that's what I really want to say about your speech. Is I was really proud of your growth
Holy
and
shut
your
the,
ability
stop
to speak.
sucking his fucking cock.
This is a coup. He's not asking for permission. He's taking it. This is a dictatorship now.
Whenever I edit this podcast, I'm gonna have to go back and look at every little fucking splotch of where it fucking distorts the mic, and I'm gonna have to quiet that down.
Just finish the rest of the.
I'm
I'm sorry for
gonna have to-
interrupting.
And I forgot
Let's
who
be
said
honest here. You don't edit the fucking podcast.
Yes, I fucking
The amount
edit
of
the
times you've
podcast.
uploaded the show
I edit
and
the fucking
there's a fuck.
podcast.
I gotta edit this out. Fuck. I gotta edit this out in the podcast, and we all know you didn't fucking edit that out because we just fucking heard it.
Fucking bet.
You
Those
don't
are
edit
not
the
gonna be as
fucking.
quiet.
You don't
And I'm-
edit the fucking
and you're-
podcast.
and you're-
You sit on the podcast for
And
a
you
fucking
fucking bet.
week, for 2 fucking weeks, for a month, and you don't do shit.
That's
because
bullshit.
you're fucking
That's
lazy and
bullshit.
unmotivated.
And
if
now
I'm
that you
not
said
sitting
that-
over your
because you
fucking
said
shoulder,
dumb-
you don't do
fuck
fucking
this.
work.
The Spaz Out podcast will return in 5 minutes. We're all taking a Spaz Out break right now. Okay, bye.
Take a chill pill.
Okay, listen, and I'm
Robbie doesn't
censoring,
get the mic.
and I'm censoring Dame Tu Gosita because that was fucking stupid.
You both say Cosita both times.
Please.
Cosita. It's
Please, Mr.
you just say Pusita?
Robbie
No,
doesn't get
you
the
are
fucking
so
mic.
bad. No, you are so
It
bad.
is dame tu cosita.
That's what I said.
I tried.
Now I gotta
Please.
censor all of this.
Robbie doesn't get the fucking mic.
Right now.
Caleb King.
What'd you say?
Robbie doesn't get the fucking mic. Please
Yes.
go on.
Okay. What was I even fucking talking about before fucking Kevin fucking yelled? Anyways, prom king. After prom was fun, but then as soon as I win prom king or whatever, that's the last event. I didn't get in trouble after that. I got threatened. I got personally threatened by the APs and the principal, saying that if they caught me doing a senior prank, then they're not gonna let me walk. So I didn't throw any senior pranks out. I had ideas, but I canceled all of them, and I didn't do it because I really wanted to walk so I could do this one thing. So okay, day of graduation, Caleb King wakes up. I'm scrambling for a white shirt because I forgot that I didn't own one. And so I grabbed my little brother's white shirt that just was too big on him. I'm scrambling for a tie. My mom's fucking pissed at me. She's yelling. I lost my fucking cap, and I'm like, everything's fucked, right? But I do remember one thing, and that's this big ass carrot, and it's fucking like the size of my goddamn arm. This giant carrot, right? And I strap it inside of my shirt, inside of my white shirt, because it's pretty tight on me because it's Kobe's fucking shirt, my little brother. So I strapped this fucking carrot in there, and you can see it like it's fucking like it pops out like it's see-through almost, because it's just this orange fucking stick. So then I put my gown over it. I show up to fucking graduation. No one's in their gown. Everyone's in their white shirt or like their fucking slutty dresses. And it was the fucking slutty dresses, dude. Let me just say that, right? So I get to graduation, or whenever we're loading up for graduation, there's fucking 2 cops. No. 2 cops per like person, right? And they're fucking they make you take off the gown, and then they like basically search you, and they're like, lift up your socks and show me your pussy, dame tu cosita. And so I'm like, okay, fuck, I'm so fucked. And I'm looking at Scott, my friend, like all my friends, and they're looking at me. They're like, "Oh, you're so fucked." Like because they know about the carrot thing. I'm trying to sneak this carrot into graduation, and they're like, "Oh, you're so fucked." And so I distract the cop. I'm talking to him, and then I'm making eye contact, so he looks at me and not like whatever I'm fucking doing with my gown when I'm taking it off. And then as soon as I'm distracted, and I'm talking to him, and as soon as he starts talking about his family, I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking gone. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like he's like, oh yeah, my son's in the Navy or whatever. And it's like he doesn't give a fuck what I'm doing now. So I take off my gown, and so I rest it on my arm. Like I'm taking it off from the left side, and I rest it on my arm so that he can't see the carrot. And so then I lift up my hands up, and I do a little T pose, and then they're like, okay, you're good. And then they don't fucking question that I have my gown on my arm, and I ain't put it on the table because I distracted that cop.
Genuinely surprised that Paul House did not order special security for Caleb King.
Oh.
I'm genuinely shocked and awed.
I am too. I have no fucking idea how I got that carrot.
And they all regret it the minute you stepped on stage.
And as soon as I said, okay, so graduation, we roll out to I wait 4 fucking hours with this carrot that's now sweaty in my goddamn arm. So we show up to graduation, we pull up, skirt, and then
no,
they call my name. Now, as soon as because there's an assistant principal in the front that shakes your hand first before your name's called, and so as soon as they it's my turn, she shakes my hand, and I undo my little button so I can so that the carrot is ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
This is like Assassin's Creed style.
Right.
Like I was sitting in the bleachers and I knew that this was going to happen and I was like, I can't wait to see what this is going to look like on the big screen. This man's about to Assassin's Creed a carrot out of his pocket. Oh, it was so good.
It was so fucking funny. So she shakes my hand and the carrot's getting loose now. And so I was almost going to fall out, honestly. And then she shakes my hand. She looks at me dead in the eyes. She gets really close to me. She goes, oh, fuck. I forgot what she said. Okay, no. She said, she gets really close to me. She goes, make the right decision, Caleb. And she fucking knows what I'm doing. She doesn't know what I'm doing. Fuck off. And so
but she knew that you had something up your sleeve.
I just nod in my head. I go up the stairs. I see this council of fucking suits like right behind all the APs. I'm about to shake their hand. Caleb Ryan King. Boom, fucking carrot out of my goddamn arm. I fucking have it. And then I just
hidden carrot.
I did not smile. I stayed in character the whole time. Did not smile. Fucking chomp. Right out of the carrot. It was fucking
sweaty ass carrot.
It's a sweaty ass carrot. Okay, it's not it. I'm chomping the carrot. What's up, dog? And I fucking walk up to Paul House, and then I'm like, I know you're disappointed. And then he's fucking shaking his hand. He's so fucking pissed. He's like, shake my hand. I shake his hand after I fumble the carrot into my left one. I grab the diploma and the carrot in the same hand. Then I walk up to Miss Scott, and then she's like, put that away right now. Put that away. And then I'm like, you want a bite? And I fucking give it to her. I'm like, you want a bite? And then as soon as she was so fucking pissed. She was so red. She was so red. And so as soon as I say you want a bite, she fucking grabs the fuck out of it and then hands it off like a football handoff. She hands it off to the suit council fucking behind them. They're all just nodding their head in unison like the fucking kid next door.
Okay, and I'm watching from the big screen. So from the big screen view, he's chowing down on this carrot. He probably took half the thing in his mouth. Shakes Paul. I couldn't tell what he said to Paul House, but I saw that he was mad. So I was like, oh, that sucks. He shakes the next lady's hand, and he's still on the big screen. And I see Caleb just get visibly closer to her, and she rips the carrot out of the man's hand, and he looked so sad.
Dude,
they just yanked it out of his hand.
My mouth was full of carrot, maximum capacity.
You fit half the thing in your mouth,
dude. Maximum capacity carrot. I wanted to eat the rest of it, but she fucking took it from me. But I was just in a position to just fucking spit it everywhere. That's what I wanted to do. That's why I was like, okay, they can withhold my degree from that. Kevin's fucking actually rolling on the ground laughing.
Actually spazzing out.
Fell out of his chair laughing so hard.
Autism Awareness Month ended. It ended.
He just started fucking spinning in his chair and then he fucking fell. Kevin, are you okay?
He's still spinning.
He's still spinning. Here, Kevin.
I'm fine.
Oh my god, I almost fucking threw the mic.
Alright, continue. What happened?
Anyways.
Kevin, what drugs are you
as
on?
soon
You're
as
graduated now.
As soon as I walked past Miss Baggs, after Miss Scott, Miss Baggs shook her head. She's the coolest AP. She was like Caleb King, and I was
dang
like,
it,
I know.
Kevin.
and so
I couldn't hear over Caleb.
she Chris asked me to say it again.
Yeah.
And now I'm in an
Fuck, what
awkward
was I
pause.
saying?
I forgot what I was saying actually. Oh, Miss Bags. Miss Bags is the coolest AP, and then she was like,
Why do they call her Miss Bags?
"That's her fucking last name, retard." Autism Awareness Month was fucking ended a long time ago.
Rachel already did that joke.
I know, and I called back to it. Anyways, Miss Bags is like the coolest AP, and so I was walking past her, and she goes, "Caleb King," and I'm like, "Yeah, what? Yeah, whatever." So then I walk past her, and then they try to take my picture. Keep in mind, my fucking mouth is full of fucking carrot shit, and so they like fucking yank me, and they're trying to get me in position to take this picture. I'm facing the wrong way, the wrong fucking camera, and then she like yanks me, turns me around, and then I go, and then fucking carrot is like falling out of my mouth. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like carrot actually fell in my mouth. It's in my teeth. It's all on my fucking gums and shit. And so my graduation picture, right? I don't know where that picture goes or like how I'm supposed to get it, but my mouth was full of carrot. Basically, is what I'm
I
saying.
have one question.
Right. What?
Where do you think the carrot is now?
I really don't know.
It's up. It's up Paul
I should have put a
House's
tracking
ass.
device in that carrot and went and found it. Oh, by the way, the morning of like graduation, I tweeted or not a tweet. I didn't tweet. I put on my Snapchat story a picture of me and the carrot, and nobody knew like what the fuck like that was.
They didn't know.
But the inside circle.
They're like, what the
Should've-
fuck? Like, why is he posting a picture of a carrot on his story?
But
And
the
then-
inside circle knew exactly
Yeah.
where that carrot was going in
As
about
soon as-
8.5 hours.
As soon as graduation's over, everybody goes back to that picture and they're like, fucking lol, fucking ha ha ha. Anyways, I wore my hat backwards also. And so people will ask me, like, that didn't know about the carrot thing. Anybody that didn't know about the carrot thing, they were like, oh, what'd you do at graduation? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I wore my hat backwards. It was fucking crazy because I did wear my hat backwards on stage. Right after they took the picture of me with the carrot shit in my mouth, right? They walked me back to the thing. Mr. Mack, who's one of my teachers, was laughing his fucking ass off. It takes me back to my chair. I noticed something. The fucking carrot stuck in my throat. There's a goddamn big ass piece of carrot in my throat. I'm like, oh fuck, this hurts like a motherfucker because I have a tiny throat, right? I have like I have a fucking small throat, and so I already have problems kind of swallowing if I don't chew like immensely and then drink some water right after. And I was out of water. I already drank it, right? So this carrot is stuck in my throat. This guy is not coming out. Like I have acid reflux. Like this shit is not coming out. So after trying to close my eyes and meditate and get this thing to like just fucking relax and go down my throat, not working, I fucking make myself throw up. I put my fucking fingers in my and I fucking actually vomit on the graduation field. And it comes up and everybody's like, Caleb, what the fuck? Like the people are sitting around me and I'm like just fucking sweating and I just vomited. Like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, carrot stuck in my throat. But people were trying to talk to me before, like, I had the carrot stuck in my throat, and they're like, and they were trying to tell me, like, good job, or like, holy shit, that was funny, or whatever. And then I just didn't want to talk to anybody because there's a fucking, like, carrot in my throat, and it hurt so goddamn bad. But then I threw it up. It was all fine. But the reason why my friend Troy was sitting right behind me, the reason why he knew that I threw up was because Courtney Macris was like, should I use her real name?
Too late. Let's just call her Skittles. No. I already used that one. Eminem.
So,
we already used that one. Snickers.
Uses that for Bella.
you can't-
I don't think anyone heard that.
Snickers
That
is Bella's
aside-
nickname, says Chris.
that aside, she was like, oh, as soon as I threw up, she was like, ew. And then Troy was like, what the fuck happened? And looks and there's a fucking pile of carrot on the goddamn graduation
God
field.
damn, dude, you fucked shit up at
Oh,
graduation.
yeah. And then right
So,
after, I saw oh, this was so funny. I'm walking with my friend Scott. And then we're trying to find our family right after graduation ends. And I see Paul House. He fucking finds me. Like, he sees me right there. And he starts speed walking to me. And I'm like, okay, Scott, fucking go. And then we're just fucking dodging like Assassin's Creed, actually, like through crowds. Like, this is like, Chris
Assassin's
is so
Creed is
right.
the only analogy for this.
Yeah, this is actually right. Like,
Hey,
my
Ubisoft,
graduation was
can we
Assassin's
get like
Creed.
a special DLC for Caleb
For
King
Caleb's
graduation?
you go
Assassin's
back in
Creed.
time. Like, like
we
it's
don't want
my,
a sponsor. We want a special level.
like it's my great grandson, and he's like going back in time, back to my fucking graduation, and then he has to like fucking escape Paul House. So Paul House is fucking speed walking to me, and then we're like fucking zigzagging through a crowd, and then we fucking lose, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that was so awesome. It was just so cool. It was just so cool.
So
My blood was fucking rushing.
why wasn't I invited to your graduation?
You were.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, then you weren't.
There we go.
You were.
All right, now they both handed me the mic. Rip. No, Robbie was invited. I literally talked to Caleb
He
after.
was
I was like,
invited.
tell Robbie Bland that he's a bad best friend for not showing up to your graduation. Even I showed up to his
Right,
graduation.
he was invited.
told me where it was or when it was happening.
That's not true at all. We were
No
talking
one,
about this
no
forever.
one knows what you're saying. Literally, you have to.
fucking mic.
You have to ask for the mic so that you can talk into the podcast.
No one, all I knew is your graduation was
understand that?
happening like a week or two after mine. That's all I knew. I didn't know where it was, what time it started, or anything like that.
That's bullshit. You didn't
I
inquire.
asked at Project Grad, and Caleb's like,
didn't
"Yeah,
inquire?
it doesn't really matter."
I inquired. I was like, yo, when is this going down?
Okay, sorry, I'm bad best friend because I didn't ask about this thing.
Now Robbie's getting defensive,
should-
and that's all that I
should've
wanted.
asked.
That
I
was the
should've
only purpose of
asked.
this
I
bit.
should've
We're good
asked.
now.
I shouldn't have been invited. I should have asked.
Rachel, you haven't talked in a while. Do you have anything to say?
I just want to say that Caleb King's little brother is gonna have a hell of a time following his footsteps.
Okay, for real.
Right now, the game plan is for Kobe to win class president. I got to overhear them talking and
I don't
scheming
know
about
if that's
that.
possible.
It'd be perfectly thematic
So
if he did.
to follow up on next year, you know that they're gonna check people for carrots now. So, I'm aiding in the smuggling of a turkey leg into graduation. So, just stay tuned for the fucking turkey leg bit, dude. No.
Why? Where else?
It's where okay. I'm not gonna display any information because somebody might see this in Tattletale, like Skittles, but yeah. So just expect a turkey leg next year is all I'm saying. Tune into Clear Falls graduation.
All right, Chris, do you have anything to say about your graduation?
I mean, since it was like a year ago, not really. I guess the most memorable parts of graduation were my best friend looking like a moron for missing his bottle flip. Other than that, there was nothing exciting. I just remember getting to go earlier because I was one of the smart kids, and that was it.
Magna cum laude.
Magna cum laude, Christopher James Macaulay, and then everyone's like, "Whoa!" Yeah! Oh, can I just say, like, at every graduation, there's always like that one annoying family who like breaks the rules to like support their child. Like Caleb's graduation was very specific, and please bring no noise-making devices that could disrupt any other
Right.
students' names being called in graduation. I know this is gonna sound really fucked up, but I'm gonna say it anyway. There was this like kid with like a really, really long like Hispanic name, and then like I just heard like 2 air horns go off, and I'm like, what the heck, dude? How'd they get those in there? Like they
Dude,
have a
okay.
they have a bag check.
So you weren't allowed to bring posters or signs or
know.
anything like that. And so my parents made some signs anyway and tried to bring them, and they said they weren't allowed. But somehow one family had the signs and it spelled Emily. So Emily, if you're listening, fuck you, dude, because I didn't get my signs and you got your signs.
When I was talking about the air horn thing, that wasn't at Caleb's. That was at my graduation. But like they had the same policy, like no like big noisemakers or anything like that. Still happened. Didn't stop people. It's whatever.
So now we gotta talk about the real travesty, which is not Robbie not going to Caleb's graduation. It's IHOP.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's
I
go.
did okay.
Yeah, all
Just
right.
for the record, I did not want to fucking talk about IHOP.
Okay, so me and Robbie, we didn't talk about this beforehand, but we had like our wager bet that IHOP was going to stand for International House of Breakfast because that makes sense.
Everybody thought
Not
that.
just pancakes, but burgers. Really? What? IHOP doesn't even have good burgers. They don't even have good pancakes. It's just IHOP.
If I clipped that really that you just said, nobody would have known that it was you. Like your voice cracked so hard. Like I thought I was a Roblox kid.
Do you want me to do it
No,
again?
I do not want you to do it again.
Really? Oh, that
No,
hurt.
that
actually.
wasn't it.
Fuck.
That
All right,
wasn't it.
whatever.
It was so disappointing to see that they changed from pancakes to Okay, go ahead, Rachel.
The real Roblox kid. I'm fucking.
What Rachel's going for.
we're gonna cut that out.
No, we're not. We're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
keep that-
Caleb. You have, you have
Rachel,
to
were
cut
you
that
trying to do
out
an
because that
accent?
made absolutely
Rachel,
no
were you
sense.
trying to do an accent?
Best friend?
What? Were you trying to do an
Why
accent?
are you topic changing? We just got on this topic, Rachel.
fucking Roblox clip.
Caleb has retweeted Roblox porn on his Twitter before, so I know what a Roblox quit looks like.
Okay, no.
I fucking spit in my mouth.
Okay, everybody's
so
melting down.
I had a few more things I wanted to say about graduation, about how the school was
Oh,
basically
sure you do.
telling us that we should be wearing the Santa Fe ribbons. But if we really want to talk about fucking IHOP, we can do that.
Just say your thing.
IHOP.
Okay, Robbie, say the thing about how it's be competing with different things and stuff like that. Talk about
Like, here's the thing. They had the market on pancakes for a while. Like, what was
and
their
breakfast
biggest,
in general.
What was their biggest competitor? Denny's, Waffle House. IHOP was the place for breakfast.
I mean, realistically,
Of course,
Waffle
you know
House
they-
tried to compete, but like Waffle House is like a greasy little hole at
Yeah, it
every
is.
single
Every
location.
single
So
one
everyone
is
was like,
gross.
even if IHOP isn't like the highest quality, at least it's not disgusting.
I travel a lot with my grandmas, and every time we try to stop at a Waffle House, but we always walk out the second we walk in. It's
No,
so disgusting.
Waffle House is gross, but their food is really good.
But
Like their silverware is now. Just bring your own silverware, dude.
I
Like,
can't say I've
there's
eaten at Waffle House, so I don't know. I've only stepped in one, and I've smelt it, and then my grandma said, "We're not doing that. We're leaving."
What the
So,
fuck? You've never eaten at Waffle House?
No.
What
I
the
was
fuck,
just telling
dude?
that story.
That's,
I was just telling
that's
that
fucking
story.
stupid.
Anyways, but they had the market on pancakes, so why are they switching to fucking burgers?
This is the dumbest business move of all time.
It's
like,
awful.
I really don't want to talk about IHOP because it's so fucking dumb, but it's really so fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, was IHOP the most? Here, let me fact check this real quick. We have a computer right here. Was IHOP the most successful breakfast place? What? We'll do that.
Wait. Before we do that, what do you define as no? You can keep that. What do you define as successful?
Like, what do you mean? Like the one that
How
had the
many
most,
people ate
the most
there?
had the one that had the most business
Revenue? Most revenue? Like, cause
Right.
So how are you gonna check that?
How else will you measure that? You can look
you
at their.
don't say which one was the most successful, because then you'll just get some shitty BuzzFeed article like these are the 5 best America breakfast places. Just see like which one had the most revenue.
Exactly. That's
IHOP?
what I'm doing.
Look it up specifically. They don't say which one had the best business. but I know
Caleb,
that's what you type
Caleb
in.
is looking things up. I just want to say that I don't understand why you would go from a market that you kind of dominate to jumping into burgers. Like,
Here's what I think.
everyone in America eats burgers.
Here's what I think happened. Some really good cook, quote unquote good cook, whatever, came in and said, "Hey, here is a great sandwich I just made. You guys are gonna love it." And they all tried it, the board, and they're like, "This is fucking good." And so what they did was like, "You're gonna rebrand our entire freaking restaurant chain to be about hamburgers." But why though?
So my theory actually is that some board executive was like, "So what if we change the P to a B?" And so everyone else was like, what can we do to do that?
All right,
And the one guy said, International House of Breakfast. And then
International House of Bitches.
that was Kevin.
Okay, he said
That was
International
gay.
House of Breakfast, and then he got thrown out the window.
Okay, no. You want my real
And so
theory?
then the next guy said International House of Burgers, and they're like, "That's fucking genius, man."
You want to know what I think actually happened? So there's a bunch of old, crusty stockholders sitting around a table, and this is what they said. Our stocks have been plummeting in recent years. Do any of you millennials have any ideas to change our breakfast? Oh, sir, I know. Maybe if we did a Twitter campaign and change our name to IHOB instead of IHOP, because everybody likes that B meme, then we'll get a lot of revenue.
If they did the red B emoji, I would buy IHOP every day. I would only eat IHOP.
You know people threw that around in an executive board meeting somewhere. You know they did.
All right, but the only reason that they could have possibly wanted to go through with this change is to get rid of the fucking joke that all of their waitresses have 1 legs and hop around.
IHOB.
Yeah, but
This doesn't have the same ring to it.
No. It's even worse because they don't hop around; they hobble around. It's the exact same shit. They just hob around. They don't hobble
No
around.
fucking legs this time.
Yeah, but they still hobble.
I just want to
They're
highlight.
IHOBblers.
I want to highlight a tweet that kind of sums everything up from the official Wendy's Twitter. They were asked, "So Wendy's, you gonna let IHOP sell burgers on your block? Thought you were the OG." Wendy's responds, Not really afraid of the burgers from a place that decided pancakes were too hard.
Oh!
What the fuck, Kevin?
I'm gonna go ahead and pull a Kevin and say that was too fucking loud.
What the fuck, Kevin?
I
thought I was the loud, obnoxious one.
I gotta edit that out. Shit.
Caleb is just staring at his computer screen,
Waffle House
mindlessly-
2017 revenue.
mindlessly clicking articles. He's got his mouth open, a little bit of drool hanging out. He's kind of squinting because he doesn't have his glasses on. He's just staring. Oh, he's pantsless. Well, that's anytime Caleb is
Alive.
at home. Yeah,
The only time he wears pants is outside, and even then, if he doesn't have to leave his car, then
chewing on
pants don't
something in his
happen.
mouth. He's not even here. He has not acknowledged our commentary at all. He's in another world right now. Caleb, you're doing God's work, I'm sure.
He's trying really hard to find what he wants, and I feel like if he doesn't, he's gonna be upset. Caleb, don't move. There's a piece of wood behind your back now, and that might hurt.
Caleb King is trying to find the statistics where he can fix his caveman brow.
Roasted.
As Rachel said on Caleb King's live stream last night, gorilla brow, gorilla brain. Everyone
All right,
type that in the
all right.
chat.
I'm going back to IHOP because Caleb's still doing his breakfast research. So, Rachel, what do you think about the name change?
I think it's fucking retarded.
Who else?
I can say
Who else thinks IHOP is a good change? I know only one person who likes it. It's a monkey man named Scott. And Scott literally, okay, we have a group chat.
Scott.
And Scott Troy messages, and he's like, Troy's our friend, and he goes, "Who the hell likes burgers from IHOP?" And Scott goes, "Me. I get them every time." And we're like, "Are you joking?"
The burgers from IHOP are garbage.
Well, Scott gets them all the time, and
And
apparently they're good enough to change your name to.
I think that we should invite Scott over
No.
so that
no,
we could
no.
put a face to the.
You don't want to
Alright.
put a face to
I-
it.
I
I
have-
can pull up the face.
I have a
to
video of Scott dancing in a Harambe suit. That's all you really need to know about Scott. We've talked about him the whole podcast, and he isn't even here to defend himself.
We have not talked about him at all. We've talked about him
Caleb
once.
has talked about him and Scott Assassin's Creed running from Paul House. Scott, if you're listening, we love you, but we don't love you that much.
Oh.
Donate to the Spaz Out PayPal so that we can raise funds to put Scott down.
Shit. you don't even know Scott.
All right, donate to the Spaz Out podcast fund because we need better researchers. Because Caleb is like looking at his phone,
staring at his phone
squinting,
now.
running some math using his calculator app, and this is really not good.
I'm entertained. But if we're going to talk about Scott a little bit.
No, we're not going to talk about Scott a
He
little
used
bit.
to
We're
work
talking
at
about
McDonald's,
Stop.
and
We're
he
not
locked
talking.
himself
No,
in the
no,
McDonald's
he doesn't have
freezer.
consent. Shh. We're talking about IHOP, you monkey. So back
Scott's
to the
also a
International
monkey.
House of Burgers.
What the fuck?
That's what I think about it. It's just such a bad change. Like, you want to know what I think? Honestly, I think in like a few days, IHOP is literally going to be like, just kidding, and change their name back to IHOP, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, haha, funny joke, and
I'm
they're gonna
gonna-
hope it spikes their business, but it's just gonna piss people off.
I'm going to drive by IHOP every day and wait for the day that P becomes a B.
It already is.
Oh, already?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't
It
driven
already
by
happened.
IHOP yet. Remember when McDonald's was going to flip all their M's to W's for International Women's Day? Because
McDonald's.
McDonald's? The whole time the M stood for men and not McDonald's.
Obviously.
So now the W means women.
I feel like IHOP is going to give up on this whole change to IHOB because no one's going to call them IHOB.
The burgers are horrible. They have to have a new formula or something because they're not gonna be able to last long if that's the case.
I think it's just a cheap marketing move. That's all I think. They're just trying to get some press because any press is good press, even if it's bad press. Because that's what they're getting right now.
Well, obviously, they hyped this whole thing up on Twitter. They're like, for 60 pancaking years, we've been the International House of Pancakes. But I think that they really are serious about this, and they're really committing.
They keep
All I know is next time I'm gonna go to IHOP. I'm gonna order a pancake just for old time's sake.
all their Twitter things are about pancakes and French toast, and that's all about burgers.
Burgers and fries. Burgers and fries is the new IHOP. Everyone out
Okay.
with the pancakes and toast.
The stats are in, boys. The stats are in. IHOP was the #1 grossing breakfast place. Well, I just took 3 giants, which was IHOP, Waffle House, and Denny's. Waffle House did not even come close. Waffle House got fucking shatted on. Denny's was like 50 million behind in like a yearly revenue, which is not that much, honestly. But they were already number one in the breakfast industry, basically.
This
Why
is
would
the
they
first
change
time we've had
themselves?
statistics to back up our claims. I am proud of this podcast
Thank
and
you.
where it's come.
Can we get a round of applause in the chat, boys?
Episode 1. Episode 1, Caleb King. I'm never fucking doing research for a podcast.
Rachel's a true. You see,
I've
Don't
been
kill
caught in a
yourself,
web
buddy.
of lies.
You're all right. You're good.
Rachel's a true fan of the podcast because she's like actually quoting stuff, but Robbie's just like laughing like a chimp in the background because he knows it's true. Like we're getting double crossed by our own leader, Caleb King. All right, now that you have your statistics and you think IHOP is dumb, do you think they're gonna make this change permanent? Yes or no? And by permanent, I mean like within the next 6 months, are they gonna reverse it as like a haha? Just
6
kidding.
months? Is that permanent to you?
No, like I'm saying, like as an idea of a short time span. Like, is this just a prank? Like, haha, it's just for the publicity. Back to IHOP, everyone.
I really fucking hope so. I think this is the dumbest business move of all time.
I think it sucks too.
Because I mean, look at us. We're fucking here talking about it, even though I didn't fucking want to talk about it. Like, they're getting attention, but is that attention gonna last like for a long time? Like, are their burgers actually gonna be good?
It's just attention. That's all it is.
It's literally just attention, which is very valuable. This is a good marketing strategy, and they will get a lot of attention from this. But is that fucking worth like stripping your pride? Even though it's shitty food anyway.
If we want to tie it back, what does Nintendo do with them damn amiibos? It's all about the publicity, man, and that's they're all playing a publicity game, and they're all winning because we're still talking about them.
Are they really winning though?
It's just like the Mayweather-McGregor BS. McGregor knew he was going to get his ass kicked, but he did it anyways, and they're both the richer for it. So that's what IHOP's plan is. But you want to know what I think they're going to get? No more business, because if they actually transition to like a full-time lunch place and kick off most of their pancakes, people are going to be mad, and people won't like it.
Honestly, maybe not. Maybe they will get a little bit of attention from it, and that might stick. It was a risky move, and I'm all for risky moves, but this was a shitty risky move. So if it works and I'm wrong, just know that I said that they had a chance of doing it. It's just not likely.
Pancake burgers.
And that concludes the Spaz Out podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Kevin, we're glad to have you on the show. Yeah, and Rachel, you've been here too.
And,
Well,
oh, God.
I was not planning on being on this podcast.
Last words, Kevin, before you have to sign off.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That's not a sign off at all. You know what? Close this shit for us, Caleb.
Thank you guys for listening to Spaz Out Podcast. My name is Caleb King. I was here with Robbie Bland, Christopher McCauley, Kevin
Hey, what's
Serrano.
up? That's me.
And what the fuck, dude? This podcast is... No, okay.
I need this.
GhostInsanity.
I need this on the record. Caleb pointed at me when he said Robbie Bland, and him when he said Chris McCauley, because our host is a chimp. That's all.
This is a mess.
Don't listen to my fucking podcast anymore. This is so fucking shit.
Hey, the Spaz Out podcast has a Twitter now. I created it finally.
Everything
Follow
that you'll
us
need
on
to
Twitter.
Everything that you need to follow is in the description. Why'd you fucking listen to this? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You like being entertained, and that's a good thing. Tune in next time.
Fuck
Goodbye.
off.